Hey, this is Mike with Inbound Service Leads, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get and keep your home services business booked out for 3+ months without investing in SEO, social media campaigns, or buying more leads. And the good news is that this works in any market. 90% of our busiest clients are focused on just one system that, when operated in a very specific way, is allowing them to land more of the best jobs in their local market, dramatically reduce the time and resistance to getting a yes on their highest ticket jobs, and is allowing them to charge higher prices than they were before. Now, I realize this may sound impossible to businesses that have been struggling to grow and who have tried everything to increase job flow, but I promise, stick with me until the end of this video and you'll know exactly how we're making this happen. Now, if you haven't heard of Inbound Service Leads, we've been quietly working behind the scenes for many of the fastest growing home service businesses across the US for over a decade. My name is Mike and I'm one of the company founders. Now, Inbound Service Leads is a silent marketing partner that focuses on just one thing, and that's helping established home service businesses to capture more of the best jobs in their local markets. Now, we have tons of client testimonials on our YouTube channel, on our website, etc. So I won't waste your time tooting our own horn. And honestly, our clients talking about their own experiences is way more effective than me telling you how great we are, right? Right. So let's get into why you hit play today. Now, as I said a moment ago, 90% of our busiest clients are focused on just one system that's helping them to dominate their online presence in their local markets, allowing them to capture the vast majority of the highest ticket jobs in their area each and every month like clockwork. And the beauty of this system is in its simplicity. So before I tell you about the system, I first need you to understand a fundamental concept that's going to be critical to helping you to 2, 3, or 4x the growth of your home service business in the next 12 months. Now, if you get these foundational pieces wrong, and the system just will not work. So you have to get clear here first. And honestly, this is the stuff that nobody wants you to know, okay? And the first one is, focusing simply on lead cost and or volume is the fastest way to stunt the growth of any business. Now, I can tell you this with absolute certainty, not only because of the experience I have working with many hundreds of our clients' accounts, but also because of my experience in being marketing manager in our own business as well. Across all of our accounts, we spend millions and millions of dollars every year driving leads and, more importantly, customers for our clients' businesses, as well as our own. And I can tell you that every single time we have shifted our focus to prioritize lead cost over other more important metrics like conversion rate to a customer and ROI, your return on investment, results slowly degrade over time. And the worst part is that it's a lagging effect. You don't even usually notice it right away. Sometimes you don't see the stagnation in your business, or worse, the decline, until months later. Now, we have seen this time and time again without question or without exception. So if you're thinking, I just need cheaper leads, or I just need more of the same leads, I want you to consider this first, all right? It could literally save your business. Now, let me ask you, what if I told you that I could cut your lead cost by 50% and I could double your lead flow? Would you take me up on that? You probably should not. Now, I'm going to give you concrete proof in a moment, so stick with me for just a minute longer. But first, let me be honest. Here's a simple truth that most agencies do not want you to know, and that is that lead cost is directly related to lead quality. Okay? As cost goes down, the leads become less qualified, or they're even shared with more businesses, especially when it comes to your higher ticket, most profitable work, okay? As lead quality drops, your closing percentages are going to drop as well. And often your prices have to drop to win work, all right? Lowering costs is bad enough, but when you attempt to increase lead volume while focusing on these cheaper leads, it is literally a death spiral for your business. You're talking to more people, spending more on volume, and doing a whole lot of busy work without making more money, all right? You've probably potentially experienced this yourself in the past, or you know someone who has. Let me tell you, you will never grow your business by making marketing decisions based on lowering lead costs, all right? Now, I know this may be counter to everything you've ever heard or believed, but I can tell you, after spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising campaigns and managing literally thousands of client accounts over the years, when we've helped clients move their attention to focus on quality of leads and ROI, direct ROI and customer acquisition over lead cost, everything changes, all right? The simplest way I can think of to explain this is as follows with an example, right? Let me ask you, which of these two scenarios would you rather have? Scenario one, I'm gonna send you 100 leads each and every month that cost $25 each, all right? You're able to connect with about 50% of them, right? To get an on-site visit. So 50 on-site visits, and each of those visits takes about an hour of your time. Let's say you close 10% of those on-site visits into customers, but you have to concede on price in a few cases, and most of those jobs are smaller jobs resulting in 5 total jobs with an average ticket price of $1,500, all right? So 50 hours quoting and selling, resulting in $7,500 in sales from $2,500 in lead costs. And I know we're moving quick here, so hopefully that makes sense, right? But let's finish this scenario out, okay? Let's say your net margin, because what we actually care about is profit, revenue, money in the bank, right? Let's say your net margin is 40% on these jobs, and your rep's time for doing the on-site evaluations is around 50 bucks. That's pretty conservative. So now we've got $7,500 in sales with a 40% margin, which nets you $3,000 gross profit. You minus your lead costs of $2,500 and your rep's time for the on-site visits, another $2,500. Now you are at a $2,000 loss in this scenario, okay? Now, believe it or not, these are pretty typical numbers for a lot of the newer businesses that we speak with. You need to take the time to look at the big picture when you're thinking about your profitability, right? Now, let's look at scenario two, all right? Let's say I could get you 20 pre-sold leads calling you directly and asking you for an on-site visit and a quote, all right? So no more chasing down tire kickers or share leads or people that are not looking for your less than ideal part of the jobs, right? So let's say that the average cost for these leads is literally 10 times as much for extreme measures. So let's say you're paying $250 a lead, right? So you're getting 1/10 the volume, you're paying 10 times the cost, right? Stick with me here. So your connection rate though, the number of people you're able to talk to is now 100%, right? Because they're calling you and they're pre-sold. So your close rate on these leads is going to be significantly higher as well. But let's say you close 50% of them into customers, all right? For very specific high ticket projects that are valued at $7,500 per job. This is a big shift here. You're going after very particular types of customers for very specific types of jobs. Now you've got $75,000 in new revenue, all right? But let's be fair, let's back that out to net. Your margins on these projects are a little bit higher because you're not cutting corners to win them. So let's just say it's a small 5% bump, right, from the other example. So let's say you've got 45% margins, which are honestly, those are pretty small for a lot of our guys. But that's gonna give you at a 45% margin, that's gonna give you $33,750 gross profit. And you still have to minus your lead costs, which is $5,000, and your rep's time for the on-sites, which there was much less time there, that's $1,000, which is gonna leave you a net profit of $27,750, okay? So let's just be super clear here. You cut your lead flow by 80%. You increased your lead cost by 10 times, and you went from losing $2,500 each and every month to now profiting over $27,000 a month. It's crazy, right? Now, hopefully, very hopefully, a light bulb just went on for you, all right? This is exactly how the most profitable companies in your local market think. They never try to get the cheapest leads, and they don't focus on volume, all right? They focus on getting the best leads for very specific types of projects. Now, understand this, and it will change your life, okay? Deny it, and you'll keep struggling. I literally see it day in and day out with new businesses that we speak with. All right, so I know you're eager to learn about the single system we've developed to keep you booked out for 3+ months consistently, but before we move on, just know, in order to really scale quickly, regardless of whatever system you use, whether it's ours or something else, you have to get these 3 foundational pieces right, okay? 1, only target leads actively looking for your highest ticket projects. You must be extremely intentional about the exact customer and types of jobs you want to get, all right? Or it's going to hurt your bottom line and keep you small. Second, you need to pre-sell these leads and convince them that you're the best choice for helping them with their project or problem, okay? And third, you need to get leads to call you directly and ask for help. all right? You don't want to be chasing people down. You want them chasing you. You and I both know not all customers are created equal. You want to spend your marketing dollars going after only the very best customers first. If you're not 100% certain your marketing investments are not intentionally going after the most qualified, ready to buy, and pre-sold leads first, then I can tell you you are wasting your investment and stunting the growth of your business. Okay, now that we understand what we need to do, let's talk about exactly how to do it. And that brings us to the system. Okay, here we go. Now, full disclaimer here, there are a lot of different ways that we use to drive customer flow for our business owners. But the bedrock, the foundation upon which all of these other methods are bolted onto is what I'm gonna cover here. Now, this system will be the fastest and leanest way to get you from under $1 million a year to well beyond 5 million. As a matter of fact, we work with many companies doing well over $5 million a year that literally run nothing but this one system. Now, what I'm gonna share will solve your job flow problems permanently, and it will build a level of consistency and predictability into your business that you've only ever dreamed about. We call this system, and you might have guessed it by my background here, Google Monopoly. And we are the only team that has perfected this model for home service businesses exactly like yours. So what exactly is Google Monopoly? Well, in this day and age, if someone is looking for help with a project around the house, let's just say for the sake of argument that they're looking to have a patio installed in their backyard, what are they gonna do? You and I both know they're gonna pull out their phone and they're gonna do a simple Google search for something like patio installer near me. Then, because people are busy, they're gonna spend about literally 30 seconds looking at the results they get back, and they're gonna make a decision on who to call based on a few different factors, which I'll cover in a moment, okay? With the exception of referrals, this is where nearly all of the best jobs in every market for every home service category we work with are being awarded each and every month from page 1 of Google search results. Now, we know because we used to run all different kinds of marketing initiatives for our clients before we knew better. Now, when we started analyzing years and years and years ago, when we started analyzing and really putting a focus on ROI and looking at that for every single traffic source, we quickly realized that SEO, although expensive to do, produced a very low number and quality of customers every month, okay? Social media ads were even worse. I mean, who goes to Facebook or TikTok with the intention of finding a hardscaper? That's not what Facebook and those platforms are for. And print media is okay for staying top of mind, but you need to meet prospects in the exact moment they're actively looking and doing that Google search. Now, these other methods are good secondary and supporting models, but the amount of revenue these placements can drive for your business pales in comparison to showing up at the top of page 1 Google search results in the exact moment someone is actively looking to hire, okay? Listen, every business has a limited marketing budget, all right? And it's the person responsible for managing that budget and the jobs and income that come from it. You need to make sure that every dollar you invest in marketing is being spent where it gets you the highest return. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, it's from these 3 little spots you see here, okay? Now, I'll talk about how we're able to own these placements for our clients in just a moment. But just to be clear, these placements must be your single largest marketing priority and your first marketing priority if you want to become a top 3 business in your market. Now, if you want to know who the top 3 businesses are in your market right now, do a simple Google search for the highest ticket service you offer and see which businesses own the majority of these placements. These are the guys making the most money, I promise, okay? Now, lots of people misunderstand. They think that investing in showing up here, you know, these companies, these top 3 businesses, they think that they're investing in showing up here because they're already making a lot of money, right? So that's where they're spending it. But it is literally the exact opposite. These companies are making a lot of money because they're investing in showing up here. They have figured out what I'm sharing with you right now. Now, markets are becoming more and more competitive. We work with roofers as an example that are literally fighting against 30, 40, or 50 different companies for high ticket projects in their service area. Now, before working with us, they were certain that it was just getting too competitive, and there was really no way to beat many of these other companies at this game besides lowering prices, trying to be faster, talk to more people. But they quickly realized that that just isn't so, all right? Yes, there are lots of competitors in every market, okay? But here's the thing, and it's awesome when you get this. 70% or more of your competition does not understand what you're starting to understand right here, okay? They're in this terrible cycle of buying leads from someone else, and typically they're shared leads, which are the worst. Their business is literally in a slow burn and they don't even realize it, all right? Now, the guys who get what I'm sharing right here are the ones that are scooping up the vast majority of the best jobs in their market, and they're not worried about everything month after month, all right? Because they can choose to show up only for people who are searching for their ideal jobs, right? As an example, if you're a roofing company, you can literally choose to only show up when someone is searching for things that indicate they're looking for a full roof replacement versus like a repair, right? Or a shingle replacement, right? So you're cashing in on working with only the best customers when you get this focus. Now, the vast majority of your competitors are basically taking what they can get from the lead companies and chasing down the same people as their competition. It's terrible. So they have to reach out to the leads, introduce themselves, prove why they're the best, and fight to win those jobs, and ultimately probably compete on price and pricing from the guy that's working out of the back of his pickup truck with a hammer and a box of nails, right? It's just no good. It's no way to run and grow a business. But you're going to stay focused on just 3 simple but not easy things. Remember, show up when and where people are looking for the exact types of jobs you want to be doing, okay? And then pre-sell them and convince them that you're the best choice to do that job, right? And I'll tell you exactly how to go about doing that in a moment. And then 3, get these pre-sold leads to pick up the phone and call you directly and ask for help. Then they're going to stop their search and go back to life. That's what they want to do. They don't want to spend all day looking for a qualified person to help them with their problem, right? Now, I did say it's simple, but I can tell you it is not easy. We have spent years and millions of dollars figuring this stuff out and getting it to work to the level that we are able to make it work for our guys, all right? Now, don't worry, I'm going to share a shortcut here that'll make this literally push button simple for you, but I want to be fully transparent here. Back in the day, like even as like 5 years ago, right? It used to be that you could own any single placement at the top of page 1 search results and your business would be doing pretty good, maybe okay, right? That is not true anymore, all right? And this is exactly why we developed the Google Monopoly system. If you want to win nowadays because of the level of competition, you need to own multiple placements at the top of the page, right? There is a direct correlation between the companies that own the most placements and the ones that win the most jobs and make the most money, right? Now think about your own behavior. And as you do this, remember one very important thing here. We only want to target serious buyers looking to take action now and who are not looking for the cheapest option, all right? Our leads want the job done right the first time from a reputable business who will charge them a fair price, okay? So important. None of our clients are the cheapest in their market, okay? If you want to grow a serious business, you cannot do it cutting corners and conceding on price. You just can't do it. Our guys charge a fair price for a quality job. And that is all most of the best customers in your market want. And you don't want the customers who only want the cheapest, okay? And we keep them away from you. So anyway, back to our example here. Let's just say that there are 6 spots for your business to show up at the top of Google, all right? You've got 2 to 4 spots in the Google Ads section at the very top of the page. These are hands down the very best listings. And you've got 3 to 4 spots in the middle of the page in what we call the Google Maps pack, all right? These are good placements. Now below these placements are the organic spots, all right? Which is where most shared leads come from, all right? This is where the price shoppers and tire kickers can be found in volume. There's very specific reasons here why. We won't spend too much time covering that here, but you do not want to be capturing leads from here, all right? We don't want to invest in showing up here, okay? Now knowing that, then we have about 8 total spots that are going to be critical to business growth, all right? The Google Ads placements and the Google business page listings. Now you might assume that that leaves room for 8 businesses to split up the customers, right? Now normally you might think yes, but each position is not created equal, all right? Now here's a little known fact. Now as you work your way down the Google search results, each listing, each of those spots gets substantially fewer clicks than the one before it, meaning that each of those spots results in fewer customers and a lower bottom line, okay? Now, it only makes sense as we're trained as human beings to believe, and I think rightfully so, that Google provides the most relevant and best information at the top of the page, and the results get worse or less relevant as we go down. Now, what this means is that the businesses closer to the top of the page are presumed to be better, right? And they also receive many more clicks, which means more visitors to your marketing systems, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a moment. All right, they're going to get more placements in those lower, they're going to get more visitors than those lower placements. Now, it is a well-known fact that the #1 listing on a Google search results page gets more clicks than listings in positions 2 and 3 combined. All right. So it only stands to reason that businesses closer to the top have a strong advantage, and we're really good at getting our clients in the top spots for searches that matter most to their business, all right? Nobody can do this even close to the way we do it because, like I said, we have a decade's worth of data across thousands of accounts and businesses exactly like yours, and we spent millions and millions of dollars figuring out exactly what search terms convert into customers and revenue, all right? We're not focused on leads. We focus on customer acquisition and revenue. We also know exactly what ad copy drives conversions and buyers and a whole lot more, okay? So you might think at this point, okay, cool, I just need that top placement. Well, it is a great start and it will certainly move the needle for growth. But honestly, remember what I said, even that isn't enough if you want to become a top 3 business. And we're typically working with businesses that want to be a top business in their area. Now, owning that one placement of 8 might get you 10% of the overall job flow from page 1. But our guys want more, okay? And that's where the GMB listings come into play and where we start to play Google Monopoly, which is owning as many placements on the board as possible. It's exactly how you win at regular Monopoly, and it's no surprise, it's how we win at marketing your business online too. Now, getting natural placements here in these Google business page spots, it can take a bit of time. And we've developed so as a result, we've developed a shortcut that allows our guys to buy their way into these placements in that very top spot if your business meets certain criteria, all right? Now this almost immediately gets us a second placement above the fold at the top of the page for your business. Now, a lot of people think that getting a second placement will basically like 2x your lead flow, but I'll tell you that's not right. Now, since it's the top placement in the maps pack, it's literally the most valuable position in this area of the page. But there are 2 things to consider here. When you capture that additional placement, one very beautiful thing happens. It's one less position that one of your competitors can have, okay? Not only do you own more placements, but you've essentially kicked out one of your competitors from the top of page placements. Less competition when it comes to showing up online is really good, okay? The second thing that you gain is what we call inferred credibility. You see, people look at Google's listings, right? And they see that every time Google positions your business and puts you on that page, it is essentially a vote of authority, okay? It's inferred credibility. Now, when people see Google recommending you, meaning that they gave you 2 spots on that page, the credibility of your business is inherently boosted and you earn trust right out of the gate, which is so important. Trust is critical to driving results online. The prospect is like, oh, these guys must be good, right? Because Google is showing them twice. Now, because of these 2 points, owning 2 of the top 8 placements doesn't just get you a 2x improvement in lead flow, it's often more like a 3x improvement, okay? In this case, and for these reasons, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. It equals 3 and sometimes 4. So now you're able to capture 30% or more of the available leads for the highest ticket jobs for customers that you're looking for in your market, right? While all of this is happening, we're working diligently behind the scenes to get your main GMB page ranked naturally. And when it does, guess what? Now you're booting out another competitor's listing on the page. And when people see you own 3 spots in the top 6 to 8 positions on page 1 for the best customers in your market, it's literally game over, all right? The real buyers, the people who want the job done right for a fair price, these people now presume you're the only choice. I mean, Google is showing you way more than anyone else, so you must be the right choice, right? And at the end of the day, these people just want to know that they made a good decision and that their problem or project will be taken care of properly and they're gonna be treated fairly, okay? So hopefully this is all tracking and everything makes sense. And this is exactly what you need to do to get in front of the best customers in your market every month and get the vast majority of them to click on your business listing. But what happens after they click that listing is every bit as important, okay? Let's talk about how to pre-sell these highly qualified visitors and get them to pick up the phone and call you directly. Now get this right, and you will never have to do outbound calling to another cold lead again, ever. Now, the most important thing with any effective marketing system is consistency of messaging. Now, in this case, we're being very intentional about making sure our ads and Google listings are only being shown to very specific searches, which are our highest value, highest margin jobs, right? And we're being very intentional about what we're not showing up for as well. One of the greatest benefits about playing Google Monopoly and leveraging this system using proven data with a team managing hundreds of similar accounts in similar markets and for similar services all across the US is we know what search queries lead to buyers and which ones don't. So we can be very intentional about only showing up in front of your ideal prospects. Now that we've shown up in front of them and we've gained credibility by owning multiple placements on page one, and we've reduced the apparent number of choices by booting out a few of your competitors, now when they click the listing, we need to send them to a page that does a few things. First, it has to speak about and only about exactly what they just searched for. So if they search for emergency tree removal near me, your page needs to speak specifically about why you're the best choice for emergency tree removal in your market. And it needs to show evidence of your excellent work, pictures, past jobs, etc. Okay? It needs to instill trust and confidence. You should highlight reviews from other customers you've helped specifically for emergency tree removal. All right, it also needs to load, the page needs to load lightning fast and be optimized for mobile users, all right? 80% or more of all customers will come from a search on their phone, all right? That's just where people go. There should be also nothing else to do on that page other than clicking a button to call you or completing a simple web form, for people who are in a place where they can't talk, like maybe they're searching at work. We won't judge them for that, and all of these things are critical to driving higher conversion rates for your visitors, and importantly, getting them to choose your business, press that click to call button and call you directly, all right? We also wanna make sure that they're gonna stop their search because they have that instilled trust and they've solved their problem, right? So we wanna get them to stop their search and just get back to life, all right? That's what people want to do. They just want to know they made a good decision and get back to their day. Now, these systems we build for our clients are known as direct response marketing funnels, and we've been refining them for over a decade. Our systems outconvert anything you may have tried in the past. And when we deploy these for new clients that were previously driving to more generic pages or even their websites, we typically see an 8 to 10 times improvement in conversion rates, all right? From here, you just do what you do. You run your sales process exactly like you would if it was an inbound call from a referral, because these inbound leads are as close as you will ever get to having 100% of your job flow coming from referrals. Now, making this shift from chasing down customers and getting customers to chase you is going to be literally life-changing. Now, just think about it. What would your business look like if 100% of your jobs came from inbound inquiries from pre-sold, ready-to-buy leads for your best, highest ticket jobs? All right, now think on that for a moment. Now, if you actually want to see it happen, I'd encourage you to book a call with our team to see if we'll be able to put this system to work for your business. As I'm sure you've already guessed, because of how we operate, we only accept a small handful of clients in each market for a particular service. We do not take on businesses if we believe it will reduce results for our existing clients. That is just not how we roll. So go ahead and book a time to chat with one of our experts. And if we have openings in your market for the types of work that you're looking to get more of, we'll let you know. And if not, we can always add you to a wait list as well in case future opportunities present themselves. Now, if in any case, I hope you found this information helpful. I see day in and day out the way it will transform an average business into a top 3 business, and I hope we can do the same for you. We'll see you in the next video.